Hello, this is Bubba. Shopping Bonanza Savings 2017 Aldis edition. So I came here to Aldis today after I had been to Wise. Now Aldis has, let's see, I think I'm going to set the stuff right in here. Aldis has a gallon of milk for $1.69 a gallon. Deal. And deal. I got two of them. One for Lisa wanted them, and one for Megan wanted them. And they also have eggs on sale, a dozen eggs, 69 cents. Deal and deal. Again, one for Megan and one for the house. They also have chunks of cheese, $1.79. Deal. So I got them. So as I say, I've been to Wise and I've been to Aldis, and I thought I would do a little bit of a tutorial on what is the difference between all these different stores. Many of you maybe don't have all the stores in your neighborhood. Again, I'm here at Aldis, but I'm going to sit here in my car and tell a little story that'll give you an idea of the difference between the stores. Okay, so let's say you're out some night, you're having a good time, and you're with Melissa. Now, I don't want to be too specific on what Melissa is, but Melissa Owens, and she knocks you down in an alley. So you're laying in an alley, she's gone, she took the car. It might have been your car, but she took the keys and left. So you're laying in an alley. It's getting ready to sprinkle, so this video may be cut short. This might be, this should have been Bubba under the umbrella telling the difference between stores. But anyway, so if an Aldis employee would come up upon you while you're laying there in the ground in a dark alley, they would kick you and say, "Get out of my way, I gotta go stock shelves." Now, if a Safeway employee would be there with you, they would step over you and say, "If you shopped at our store, you wouldn't have to worry about falling in an alley because we're a high-end store. We got a cafe in our store." Ooh, they're high-end like the French. They're annoying like the French in some ways. Sometimes you get a good deal there, but they can be like the French. You know, the French are like, "Hey, you want to play football?" And they're not talking about football, they're talking about soccer. They're not playing football. You know, they sent that David Beckham over here, and he married some Spice Girl, Paparina or whatever. And then they had a couple of kids, and they thought, "Oh, Americans are going to love football because David Beckham played football." You know what? They don't give a darn. Americans don't like football any more than they ever did. I think I'm going to get in the car because it is beginning to rain. So anyway, that's my story about Safeway. They think they're all fancy because they're high-end. Oh, we're a high-end store, and now it's starting to rain harder. So that was a good decision to get in the car. So this is Bubba in the car, giving you a tutorial. So again, suppose you're with Melissa, she knocks you down in a dark alley, and the employees of different stores come in. So the Safeway employee is going to be like, "Oh, we're high end. If you'd been over in our area, it wouldn't be no dark alleys to fall in." Now, if you go to the home market, they would say, "If you spend $20, you get a hoe for an hour." But they'd play like loud music, and they'd say, "Oh, we got sushi." If you like rotten smelling fish, the home market is a place for you. They have a seafood department. You go in, you got to hold your breath through it. That's, as I said before, that's why I don't swim, because you got to hold your breath, because they have the horrible smelling seafood. And then they have the shrimp with their heads still on. Who wants that? If I want a shrimp, I want to pretend they never had a head, right? So anyway, that's the home market. So if you go to Giant, they would say, "If someone else is helping you, I can't help you because you can't combine coupons. You either use e-coupons or you use regular coupons. You don't use them both. So if somebody else is helping you, we're not going to call 911. We're not going to do anything because you're already getting help. You don't need no double help." So that's Giant. And Wise, now they would be extremely helpful. They would stay there with you till the ambulance got there. They would ask you to give a description of Melissa so they could report her to the police. They would, comfort you. They might give you a little bit of lunch meat to eat while you're waiting. Now that's Wise. I see it many times. You go in there and you say, "Oh, I don't know if I want that chipped whatever," and they say, "Here, take a piece of it." The other thing they do is they remember you. They remember me in at Wise. When I go in there, the girl in the deli that used to work in the produce, now she's in the deli, and she'll yell, "Hey, Mr. Banana Man," because I like bananas and I like green bananas, and she'll say, "Have you gotten some green bananas lately?" And she'll yell over to the produce people, "Hey, get him some green bananas," so they'd be ready. But when she worked in produce, she was very good at, as soon as she'd see me, she'd say, "Let me get you some green bananas." And she always knew, because, I'm a particular person. I mean, let's face it, I'm, old and set in my ways. So I go in and I say, I want 4 bananas, not 4 batches of bananas, not 400 bananas. I want 4 bananas, and I want them green, so that they'll be good to eat the next 3 days. I'll eat 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I don't want them to go bad and be rotten. I've thrown quite a few away when they get too brown. It's not for me. If you like mushy, smushy bananas, good for you. But, so anyway, and she also knows that I like my lunch meat chipped, the girl in the deli that used to work in the produce. And then there's a girl that works in the pharmacy that used to work the self-checkout, and she always says I trained her in self-checkout, because I would go there and she wouldn't know how to do the coupons, and I would explain it to her. And now she works in the pharmacy, and she's always bringing up to me about noticing the changes I've made, and that how happy she is I don't have to use the card anymore, that the amount of weight I've lost, blah 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 blah. So today, her and the pharmacist, not the whole pharmacy, like all the medicines didn't talk. I'm not that crazy that I think all the medicines talk to me, but the pharmacist, this girl, and I were having a conversation about my weight loss, and she was saying, how proud she was of me, and how great it makes her feel to see me getting around better and, good spirits, blah, 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 blah. So in comes Megan. Now, I just told her this was really a perfect timing on the part of Megan. I think maybe she's got me under surveillance or something, because I just said to the girl, I said, now when I get to where I've lost a total of 200 pounds, I'm going to go on a balloon ride, a hot air balloon. And I don't care what you say, I don't have enough hot air to keep it in the air, so I'm not going to power it, I'm just going to be on it. So I've always wanted to do that, and so I said, my niece is going with me, and one of my friends is going along, and they were like, "Oh, that's awesome." In comes Megan. So I introduced her to them. I say, "This is my niece Megan, she's the one who's going with me," blah, 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 blah. So then we go over to the dog food, and of course I have coupons for the kind of dog food Megan uses. That's one thing. Bubba has coupons. He's a couponer. And so anyway, we had a nice visit. She went on her way. I went on my way. And now it's raining, and I'm in the car. But now, Giant Eagle. So let's do a quick rundown to going back to our scenario where you're, knocked down in the alley by Melissa Owens, and then you have to get help. So all these persons going to kick you in the side and say, "Get out of my way, I got to stock my shelves, don't bother me." The Safeway person is going to say, "If you'd come to us, you'd be in an area where there wouldn't be any dark alley, you'd be fine. We're high end, blah, blah, blah." Then the Giant person would say, "No double helping. If you got help, we ain't helping. We ain't calling 911. We're not going to give you Band-Aids. We're not going to do anything." The hoe market, of course, will send a hoe, and they will have loud music blaring all through. Too much. I'll tell you what it is about the hoe market. I've been there a couple times, but I'm not a big fan of it because it's too much stimulation for me. Like, I need a low-key, slow area. I'm too old. So I go in there, it's like a dance club. It's like a rave. That's what it is. The whole market is like a rave that sells fruit and vegetables. And so anyway, and then in the Wise. Now they will help you out. They'll maybe give you some lunch meat. They'll give you a green banana. They'll stay with you till you get help. Now the Giant Eagle, they would sort of be somewhere in between Giant and Wise. Like they'll let you double do the coupons, but they don't want to be bothered too much. So that's sort of the rundown of the local stores. Now, of course, I forgot the Food Line. Woo! So maybe another day I'll tell you about the Food Line. But the Food Line is the other place where you roar like a lion, save like a boss. But again, so I'm at Aldis, where you can save, but don't count on customer service. I like them fine because you can save. If you know what you want, you're going in, you know where it is, you're all good. But they don't like you to be bothering them with, where's this, and do you have that, and is that over there, and where can you get this, and can I order this, and blah, 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 blah. They don't want all that. They don't have a deli. They don't believe in customer service. When they ring you up, you have to pay for the bag, or bring your own bag, or use a box in the store. But then what they do is, you pay 25 cents for a card. You pull the card up by the checker. She loads it up. She pushes the cart away, scurries you away, and you go over there and load your stuff, and you put the cart you're using in front of the lady. So the next person has that cart. Now the problem comes in, and I don't mean to be rambling, and maybe that's too long, I've already become a rambling man, but the problem comes in when there are a lot of people, and they put some of your merchandise on the bottom of the cart and some on the top. So you start loading your stuff and you think, oh, I got everything, let's go. And then you get home and you realize you forgot your bread. Now, I'm not saying that's happened to me before, but if you know me, you think that's likely. So anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. And have a good night. Tonight is Friday night. If you're not lucky enough to have a day named after you, don't be hating on the fries. Bye.